You suck. You're hard stuck in Black Ops 6 ranked play. You probably lost 400 SR yesterday, didn't you?
You need Jesus, man.
So let me tell you something. I'm here to actually help you. For those of you guys that don't know me, I'm OmieSaiyan. Last year in Modern Warfare 3, I posted a couple of ranked play tip videos, and this is the feedback that I got all across the comment sections, and it honestly amazed the living heck out of me. I've competed 7 years of my life all across tournaments, played against your pros that you still watching the CDL, so I know you're here to get better. I don't even have to ask a dumb question like that. You're gonna be ranking up just like nothing. Today's top 5 tips I have for you for Black Ops 6 ranked play. Make sure to like this video, comment down, hit that subscribe button. Let's get started. The first tip is they're confused. A lack of awareness. Question still pops up often is what the heck's going on. Game sense is going to lead you everywhere. Everyone's going to have the same gun skill. Some might be better, some might be worse. The combination of having a game sense in Call of Duty rank play is going to make you go into higher ranks, get more SR, and probably do better than a lot of your Gibby teammates. What you need to be looking for the next time you spawn in, which lane is clearly open, where enemies are rotating at a certain point. 2 lanes that are filled up with your teammates, and then there's one that's open. You're feeling like someone's flanking. You have this gut feeling. The simple thing is to get over a really bad habit is to stop chasing red dots. Focus on the bigger play, like controlling spawns and thinking ahead to the next rotation. And it comes with time and experience. The best players develop a feeling for the game. It just comes down to, oh, I played this map 1,000 times. I know someone's gonna be there. It's an easy read. Reading player behavior, whether they're playing slow or fast, and where they've been and how they position themselves. Once you understand this, you can predict their next move. Every pro does this, and this is a thing you guys do not get to see. It's like watching someone in the NFL. You guys get to see the games, you guys don't get to see what the time they're putting off. And the difference is really what it comes down to is your decision making in certain scenarios and game sense and awareness of what's going on. It's knowing where the next threat is coming from, what you can do in an open hole that the enemy leaves. Are you going to act at the situation, or are you just going to step back and let them do something? Always think 2 steps ahead. Where do I need to be next? So like if it's got to be P1 on vault, when is it my time that I need to back off? Is it good to get these kills on the last hill? But also just by watching the greatest players and also watching things in theater mode. Listen to me, yeah, I edit my gameplays 100,000 times over and over again, but I clearly understand that I'm like, okay, I made a mistake here, I'm gonna try to fix it the next time I play forward. These are simple things that are just gonna master your gameplay. The last thing here, biggest weakness I'm seeing is it's so easy to shoot in Black Ops 6. And so what often happens with these really good players in rank plays, they're all 80 SC and don't want to leave. And this is a problem because they're not even reacting to the hard points changing. They're not rotating. Oftentimes you guys are spawning out because some dummy wants to just stand there like a statue. Start acting with the rhythm of the game. Follow the flow sense of the game. If you play every single day, sometimes it's your mind speaking to you. We're starting to pick up things that we don't even quite understand. And that's just a simple scenario I came to get into. I'm not no freaking neurological, physician over here. But on to a very educational thing in rank play. Now this is about spawns and how to spawn trap, and you can mix in rotations in there a little bit if it makes sense. Spawns are absolutely crucial in every aspect of the game, and without solid spawn control, I highly doubt you or your teammates are going to perform consistently well. You are performing well without focusing on spawn. Chances are you are over focusing on kills and not prioritizing objectives properly. It comes to the question, right? We always think, how do teams lock down P1, then smoothly transition to controlling P2, which is half across the map, and then they go to P3, and then they're up 100 points on us? And that's spawn awareness at work. It's all about filling in gaps and setting your team up for success. When rank play drops, the first thing I focus on every single time is figuring out how far I can push into enemy territory before they start wondering, how is this guy still in our spawn? That moment is literally the best thing I've ever heard. Like I said, I figure out spawns very quickly, immediately. As an aggressive SMG player, I know the lines that I can push toward. I know I can go in their spawn based on the hard point, kill 2, and back off, right? Because let me tell you a secret. There is a delay, 2.5 second delay before the enemy spawn. If you are naturally really gifted in spawn trapping, let's talk about Nuketown, right? I kill someone in this back alley, boom. Now what am I gonna do? What good players do, and they know how to do this, they're gonna run away. There's a center line right there. We create these lines mentally in our heads and teach ourselves, if I push this far out, I overextend. So what I learned is that oftentimes I push too far out on accident sometimes, and immediately realized based on death, spawns being flipped, yep, this is what happens when I do. And so oftentimes I would back off, see what accordingly happens, and read the minimap, and boom, what do you know? They spawn in the exact same spot because I backed up 4 steps. Some of the biggest gunfights in those hit games are the ones that happen in the back of the spawns on Money Hill, such as P2 of the vault map. And here are 2 examples of spawn manipulation and how I understand them. So let's get into this, right? This is a very close game, 191 to 182. So you guys see I killed this guy off on ARP. Someone's running up to ARP to get control. So right now we're on P3. I'm getting a kill right there. Close game again. So my teammates are on ARP, but I spawn out, which is a concern because obviously this is leading into what is P4. P4 is the golden hill where if you lock it down, you're getting 50-60 seconds, and this is what they call a money hill. So you guys see I'm pushing Lion. I get a massive gunfight here. I'm choking my shots a little bit, and I'm afraid I'm gonna die. He catches me right there. I died right there. Based on the situation, what did you see? You guys see a guy named a top art. You guys see my teammates on the hill, their teammates on the hill. Where do you think I spawn on this situation? Take a couple of seconds. This takes 2.5 seconds for you guys to understand and make a decision that this is where the spawns are going to be happening. And I actually spawned right here on right behind P4, and the reason is because Ninja literally pushed out catwalk. So as you guys can see earlier, we were spawning out catwalk side, basically near P2. And the fact is, when Ninja pushes catwalk and is blocking and running across, he's negating the spawns. No matter if the enemy side is sitting top art, he's sitting and he's going across catwalk. Impossible for him to have spawns for the enemy side. So that allows us to spawn backside B4. This is what happens. I'm spawning 2 steps away from B4 hill, and this is why this hill is a money hill. And this is just simple spawn and manipulation. This is why half of you guys in rank play go like, why did we spawn here when I just killed 3? Because it's simple. All it takes is one guy to break spawns, and Ninja didn't even do anything except he ran across catwalk and he changed all the spawns to make this a lot easier for us. 228 to 212. Where am I going to spawn? Look at the mini map and understand what is happening here. The hill is being contested, right? Second part, there's an enemy in the back spawn flanking. All it takes is one sneaky beaver to just get back there and ruin the entire game for you. Take 2 seconds, ask yourself, where do I spawn? And if you guys guessed that correctly, honestly, bravo to you. You have a advanced learning, because I honestly would have been tripped up by this. But they have back spawns here. This is causing us to spawn out. We break this hill, but yeah, that is just 2 definitions of spawn manipulation. If you don't block them like protectively where an anchor needs to sit, you're gonna have a little bit of a flippity game. How to communicate? Oh my god, who would have thought? Yeah, for all of you donkeys that like to say he's one shot and you guys lie and cap harder than capping, or you guys lose a gunfight and get world starred and then you start immediately saying, yeah bro, that guy's cheating. Yeah, okay, we gotta work on that, right? It's about being clear, precise, and effective. Just think about 8 players in 1 game of ranked play, how hectic 100 decisions are being made. Someone's watching this in a millisecond, someone's doing this, someone's reloading in a second, someone's deciding to throw a frag. The major difference is watch any basic ranked player listen to their comms. It's relaxed. It literally sounds like a book club at some old granny's house. Like, it's not even funny. Now then you turn this up into, and then you'll watch, let's say, like Optics scrims, some CDL teams, and their comms are elite, at the point where people are just like, what are they even saying? The way how you call out the direction, left, right, is he second floor, is he underground, whether the enemy is reloading or is he ADSing, those seconds count, and your teammate needs to be able to act on your words instantly. You have to think of your call outs as a GPS for your teammates. If you're lazy with it, like saying bro he's one shot when he's really not, you're setting them up for failure. That can lead to unnecessary pushes or mistakes. And then on the other hand, a well-timed and specific call out can completely change your teammate's approach and improve the chances of getting that kill, right? And this is why it matters so much for you to describe every single detail in a millisecond, and faster your team can react. So if you're still struggling on certain callouts on certain maps, whether it be Vault, Hacienda, then I would strongly suggest commenting down below saying, hey, I struggle with callouts, I struggle with this, then I can probably help you. It's going to be one of the hardest things a lot of you don't want to admit, and often makes you want to look away. You see a bad game, you see yourself going double negative. You just lost 40 SR. You see a bad game. What I see is an opportunity for you to grow into a greater player. The hardest thing about competing is that we celebrate our victories, those insane clips, but we shy away from our failures. So the greatest players, like I said, and I'm not talking about iridescent players, I'm talking about the top of the CDL, always take time to reflect on their worst moments, games, and mistakes, and they understand them. And that's where the problem lies. You're not taking the time to think about what you did wrong or what went wrong, right? And the greater thing is, if you are truly struggling, then we are blessed to have things like theater mode now in Black Ops 6. You need to start calling out the BS, whether it's your teammates or yourself. Today, I'm hearing gold kids, bronze kids, whoever, everyone's mom, on ranked TikToks everywhere, right? I read these things. I read on Reddit. My teammates cost me, I don't know why, I just lost 400 SR, man. I can't play ranked mid anymore, man. My blood pressure turns up. Like, what? Overall, when I stopped panicking after early deaths and or going down 50, 60 seconds on a hard point, it just changed myself mentally. This is the grit that so many ranked players do not have. I've been at this for more years than some of you can say Call of Duty. From a ranked player's perspective, you never played a pro player, you let alone an amateur in the scene, right? Now all of a sudden you're crimson, and then when you go face a pro, are you going to step back and be afraid, or are you going to step up and play your game? And what I need you to do is switch your mindset. Instead of thinking fear, think is excitement, right? Excitement when you get in a 1v3 or 1v4. So you can use fear and let it be fuel, or you can let it control you and you start messing up in your games. The obsession to make every detail matter, that was the mindset I wanted. And so take every game as an opportunity to learn. Pick one small takeaway from each match and one mistake, and understand the next time you play this is what I went wrong, this is what I want to do next time. And this, my friends, is what separates legends from the rest, is mastering the basics, the things that most players overlook, and that's having a good mentality when playing. Tip number 5. So for you guys that love to play SMGs, the first group are those who truly know how to punish opponents, especially taking advantage of spawn situations. They know exactly when lines to push, when to stop to maximize pressure on the enemy. These players are often aggressive, pushing lanes to control critical areas of the map and causing chaos for the other team. A great example of this type is honestly Scump, Simp, BZ, some of the most pure lane SMGs. Now on the other hand, there's the more calculated SMG player. Why am I saying this? Is because this role isn't about taking risk or running wildly across the map. These players focus on playing smarter, safer, and maintaining map control by sticking to known routes and holding key positions, right? To just sticking to the book. They still apply pressure, but in a controlled way, and so this is often playing the long game to make sure their teammates stays on their top, but their steady control and ability to clear out lanes make a huge impact. Now let's get to the AR section. First off, we have the main AR, and this is typically the one who is always playing for spawns, aka anchoring. I like to call this guy the Overwatch, and the one I hate playing against because he's the one who's preventing me from summoning Duff upon his team. So what this role is basically doing is holding really strong points around the map to make the map easier for you to run around freely and control the point in stronger capacity. Think about certain spots around the map, such as top balcony on Vault, or the top windows on this map, right? Remind you, right? They might not even be a main AR. They might just be a little bit fat. Sorry, had to say it. So I think when you have a weak AR who hardly knows where people spawn, who hardly knows how to set up for his teammates to do well, you're honestly doomed. Now, the second type of AR is we have a Slayer AR. Similar to the SMG, these AR players are in terms of aggression, but with the range and firepower of an AR. And so their goal is to control the map and push for long-range gunfights similar to SMG players. There's certain hills, there's certain power spots and objectives and hard points where an AR can obstructively take over really easy, just exactly like it is for an SMG. These are all my meta loadouts I'm using for different roles for you guys. You obviously know some of you guys already have these loadouts, but just in case if you guys don't have this, here they are. And now the question that a lot of you guys have is, when do I need to switch my roles mid-game? When do I need to pull an SMG out? When do I need to pull an AR out? I'm gonna say this: don't switch your roles just out of frustration, like thinking, oh, I'm getting destroyed with an SMG, I need to do something else. Instead, take a moment to analyze the game. Is the pressure on the point non-existent? Is no one controlling spawns or watching your back to block the enemy spawn? These are key indicators that might make you consider switching weapons instantly. I will say SMG players have a unique perspective, just as ARs do. SMGs, they understand how AR players think more than AI players understand themselves, because we're constantly forced to encounter them. In fact, I've often switched to an AR mid-game and performed just as well, if not better, than the AR players on my team. I would just say don't be afraid to switch up your loadout if the situation calls for it. It was similar to Scum pulling out an AR, which of course some of you guys know if you guys been watching long enough, that is unheard of. Just switch up the gun mid-game, call that in-game adjustment, see if it helps out.